Hey, it's Aaron, and today I'm with the 2021/22 Land Rover Discovery. The reason I put a slash in there is because this is by VIN number a 2021 model, but the 2022 model will be exactly like this, no changes. So we're going to call it a 22. Anyway, this is almost the base level Discovery, which is surprising because usually I end up with the very high end of things. But it's a wonderfully well done $64,000 SUV. Beautiful inline six down there under here. Drives really, really well. It's really good on the road, and it is also good off-road. I try to take some video of that. We'll see if that works out. But I did get good photos of the off-road. I don't know how the videos come out. It's hard to tell because I don't have a big monitor, and anyway, technical stuff. But wonderful vehicle to drive, really good. Let's check it out. Okay, so the Discovery here, this is a beautiful kind of a bronze color. There's an official name for it. I don't remember what it is. If we look at the Monroney, I'll point it out. But beautiful bronze. I love this color. Under here is a 355 horsepower six-cylinder engine with a mild hybrid system. So it's MHEV, or mild hybrid electric vehicle. So it's not a full-on hybrid, and it's not like a plug-in hybrid. It just means that it has some extra electricals to capture energy, and also to add that energy so that you save the engine from working. Most of that energy is used to run like accessories, things like that, which keeps those accessories off the engine belt, which means the engine doesn't eat that. That saves 2-3 horsepower. It can save a handful of MPGs depending on your driving habits and what all you're running. So if you're running the air conditioner, you'll definitely save that. So it's not a guaranteed savings, but it's a pretty likely it'll happen. I really just kind of screwed that whole thing up. Anyway, I'll probably cut most of it. So that's what's going on here. You can see the front end. You can see this beautiful design up here. This is very classic Land Rover. Clamshell hood, which has been stolen by a couple other manufacturers. One of them starts with the letter F. And then you can see a few other things. I love the grill work. You can see how the grill looks. It's just so nice and refined up here. Surprisingly, for a luxury SUV, this is amazingly astute off-road, so it hasn't lost that heritage. Let's go around the side, talk about the design. So looking from the side here, you can see the modern Land Rover design pulls a lot from the classic Land Rover. Lines are simple, silhouette is square, has the little hump on the roof, has all the things that are both nostalgic and heritage based and modern about this vehicle. I'll walk into the frame so you can kind of see a little bit of perspective on size. It is a big SUV. There are 3 rows in there. So but you can see the lines are very, very simple and plain. Lots of almost sharp, but not quite sharp edges, like this right here and this right here, which is a Land Rover hallmark. They used to be the big square boxy vehicles with the extra, and they've softened a lot over the years in terms of their looks, but still carries that heritage with it. The lines are very simple. You see the Discovery emblem here with this fender cutout, and then that begins this line that runs all the way down the bodywork to the rear taillights. Down here, they've de-emphasized the running board a lot in order to give this rocker panel look underneath that. So that creates a very smooth and simple line here. And of course, because it's Land Rover and it's British, it is mainly made from aluminium. Aluminium. British. Always throwing extra letters in their words. So anyway, you can see the roof line too. So it comes up on the front pillar here and runs along here, and then you see this little hump right here, which creates that hint of the previous, the older generations of this, wartime and shortly after, with their hump back there to add the extra roof room for the people sitting in the back and to give it a little more cargo space. So really cool that they keep that, they include that. There are roof racks available for this if you want them. There are a few other things that are not included on this one that you can get as options. This does not have like adaptive cruise control and a few other things because, again, it is the base level, more or less, for the Land Rover Discovery. So, but you can see the big aggressive tires. These are winter tires, so they're not as off-road aggressive as I would want, but they are very good tires for this. Scorpion P0s, I think, or Scorpion Zeros. And then you can see just the simplicity of the lines and how classic and wonderful that looks. Let's look at the working end, then we'll get inside. All right, here's the working end of the vehicle. You can see it's pretty simple. Cargo area goes up to there. You have this cargo cover, which you can remove, and you have to remove that if you're going to use the third row seats. Third row seats cut cargo to right about here, so it's a lot smaller in your cargo if you're using those third row, but you do have a little bit of, you know, tiny storage underneath here. This is really third row optional, so this is not a full-time 3-row vehicle. This is a vehicle you would use occasionally with a third row. Beautiful little details, like these tie downs in the corners. There's 2 up there, 2 back here. And then the seats themselves are run electrically with these buttons here. Whoops. So these right here run those front seats right there, right? The second row. The set down here runs the back row. You can also raise and lower the height. So because this is on air ride suspension, which is standard, you can lower it just like that. Makes it a little easier to get in and out of. I just saved myself maybe 1.5 inches, almost probably 2 inches, to make that load height a lot easier. You have a 10-volt plug back here, or 12-volt plug. You also have your grocery hangers. The third row, when they're back here, they can open these and have like cup holders, stuff like that. So just a nice setup back here. It's useful and usable. I do have video of one of these from a little while back where I got in and out of the third row and stuff. I may or may not show it to you because it was a little awkward. I'm 6'3" and old. But anyway, there you go there. Let's go look at the inside. Okay, so we start with the back seats here. This seat is set for me sitting in it at 6'3", and I still have a little bit of knee room left. I'm actually more comfortable than I would expect back here. It's a good size 3-row. You have a couple extra little things. There's Land Rover's proprietary little clip that you can plug accessories from. You can get those from the dealership. There's also a USB right here on the back of the seat on both sides, and then also some down there on the bottom of the console, as well as a couple of 12-volt plugs. This is surprisingly comfortable for, you know, considering. So good size SUV means there should be a good size back seat, right? They hit it. Let's check out the front. All right, in the front seat, you have really nice seating. It's heated and cooled. One of the things I don't like is that to control that, I have to push like 2-3 different buttons. There's not just a heat button or whatever for the seats. It's a little bit annoying. The infotainment in this it's responsive, it's good, but it's a little overcomplicated. I think they could simplify the menus a whole lot. There's no way to go like directly to like the home screen. There's no way to go directly to like audio. You have to kind of jump around and figure out the menus to do that, depending on what you've been doing before, you know, that you want to do. There is this cool little hidey spot where you can push this button and it pops open this console, and there's a little bit of stash. You could fit like a phone. Maybe if you live in Colorado, you have something to put in there, whatever. Nice little... And looking at the dash, you would never know that was there. So very cool. Has 2 glove boxes, proper glove box at the top, big American store all your crap in it glove box on the bottom. Good size center storage, Driving and shifting is easy. The shifter's easy to understand. You can drive really easily. You have simple audio control, so like your volume control and mute are up here. You have some cup holders. The cup holders slide out of the way for more storage. There's a lot of little touches in here that are really smart. The stereo in this, it's a Meridian, and it is beautiful. Beautiful stereo in this. Wonderful setup. There's two different speakers in each of the tops of the doors. There's a mid-range speaker in the middle of the door, and there's just, I don't remember the total speaker count, but I think it's about 18 or so in this, and it just sounds wonderful in this vehicle. This has the panoramic sunroof, a few other things that are just, they're nice touches, and it feels good, and I like the controls on the steering wheel. I like the way it drives on the road, which is unusual for a Sirius 4x4, because believe it or not, this is still a Sirius 4x4. So yeah, wonderful job on that. They did a good job on most everything in this car. All right, so there you go. This has been Aaron talking about the 2021/22 Land Rover Discovery. Talk to you again soon.
Subscribe.